Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, 3 Degrees of Love Divination. So as I'm just tidying up and sort of wrapping up the decks that I was currently using, I figured I would just continue with the hashtag shadow work you say sets. So yeah, not so this one is just okay, so we have the Wild Elemental Oracle, the Empathic Oracle, and the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. And so with some of the other decks, so in the last part 2 that I did, I was doing I pretty much showed off the Fox Universe Tarot collection and did a reading, and so I kind of figured I kind of wanted to do that with these cards. So yeah, so let's just get right into it, okay? Oh, and all of these decks are actually, I should say, I think I bumped the camera, sorry, is by Michelle Motuzas, and they are published by Schiffer Publishing. Alright, so let's get right into it, guys. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. 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 No matter what people want you to believe, don't ever turn back on your dreams. It's all in your hands, a change is near. Close your eyes, listen, the sound is so clear. Okay, so all right. Snake. And giraffe. Okay. Phoenix. Okay. So 9 snake. I'm gonna read out of, this is the Wild Elemental Oracle deck by Michelle Matuzas. Alright, so we have snake 9. Alright. Okay. 9 snake earth. Snake attributes: elusiveness, transmutation, exploration of the mysteries of life, elemental energy, goddess energy, psychic energy, creative power, immortality.
Snake slithering across your path is letting you know that transformation is now in progress. In other words, you will be shedding old skin and emotions and transforming them into something bigger and better. There is no need to fear the changes that are happening. This is on your path, and Snake is asking you to have clear in your mind and heart your intention for this transformation. All right, Giraffe. Ten, Giraffe, Earth. Giraffe attributes: sees far into the future, ability to reach things that are unreachable to others, communication, intuition, ability to remain above chaos. Giraffe points out that deep in your heart, you knew some of this already. Your intuition and foresight, even though you may not be able to explain why you knew this, you did. Listen to your gut. You are also being asked to search your heart and gut, or your discernment, to see how things feel to you. If it feels good, move forward. If something feels off, search to see if there is a hidden fear. If there is, look to healing that fear. If not, listen to that small voice telling you to look at another direction. Phoenix 29. Right. 29, Phoenix, fire. Phoenix attributes: rising from the ashes, death and rebirth, keeper of the fire of creation, transformation, walking boldly on a difficult path. A mythical figure, the phoenix is able to burn and regenerate from its ashes, not a gentle process. This is an act that always leads to a transformation. Do not be afraid. If Phoenix has come into your life, allow what is happening to unfold. Know that you are strong enough to stand in this fire and come out the other side transformed. So in that alone, for me, as I'm reading it and I'm embracing what I'm reading, is that this is the year for transformation, and it's the year for transformation for the collective, for everyone. This is the year where people are really gonna start, taking that deeper look into themselves, and have to. We're kind of forced there. The way things have gone in the last several years, of life with humanity, we're at our worst, and I realized for myself that I've been going through a transformation of my own in the last several years. But, a huge tower moment for me, that kind of dates back to pretty much the start of it was pretty much 10 years ago now. And so it was a 10-year cycle. And, when I really see it, but it accelerated I would say in the last 2 years, 3 years actually, about that, so, just maybe even just a little bit before the pandemic, is what I would feel like it started. And then as the pandemic started, it slowly started to pick up, and sort of has brought me to where I am today, and sort of forging forth and having that strength to do that, and as I had started this tag, and the little pieces of confirmation for me with that is the fact that, someone who I've been listening to for a long time, who kind of was at the start of this all, and that is Christina Loeb's, known as the Heart Alchemist. And it's funny because when I started this tag, I had not seen that video yet. And and when I did see it, after I believe I had put up my first video, I was shocked, because I was like, oh my God, like, this is, like, I'm starting to see more and more of the confirmations of things that, that I prayed for. Anyways, so yeah, okay, well, that's the Wild Elemental Oracle, and let's see, top it off, we got the Empathic Oracle. Okay. This is, when I say this is the year of transformation, and I mean for everyone, I mean really doing that internal shadow, that some serious shadow work, for everyone to be looking at themselves, and how we've gotten to this divide. How have we gotten so disconnected from one another, and so selfish, that we are not seeing our own toxicity, or many of us are refusing to. I see that all the time, and I've learned through everything that I've gone through, and the therapy that I'm constantly in. It's all about connecting with my feelings and everything like that, and sort of working through it, and understanding trauma responses and why we behave a certain way, and and how that impacts others, and how that affects our overall mental health. And why we can't, we've been disconnected to see this for a long time. It takes tragedy, unfortunately, for someone to, finally wake up and see a pattern, and then try to wake everybody else up at the same time. Oh, Lord jeez. That is a task for one person. And it shouldn't have to be. So, that's why, with love, I feel, we need to work together. We need to better understand each other. We need to learn from one another and teach each other. So, yeah. Oh. Probably help me to see clearly the messages I need to see. So I felt like that. 11, Earth. Clearing. Okay. I'm gonna read the guidebook and then first. 34, light at the end of the tunnel. Internal, 34, light at the end of the tunnel. As the dark clouds release the rains of emotion, they cleanse the breath of air and wash away the wounds of the earth and allow the knowing that the sun has never left. As the empath goes about their day, the randomness of energetic experiences can seem overwhelming. Not having a base from where you started or where to end. But you must always know that within the heart, the sun always comes after the storm. This energy of heaviness is allowed to dissipate by grounding or conscious direction outwards. Sometimes simply being reminded that we are the light allows us to be present enough to release the energetic clouds. Am I sensing the light in the moment or allowing the storm clouds to weigh down my movement forward? Do not get caught in the trap of thinking that what is will always be. Earth. Tools, 11, Earth. Of the earth, my body is formed each day, and by the energies of my experience shall seek her out. A precious moment to an empath is the remembering with every cell that our body is made up of the energy of the earth. With this knowledge, we practice the remembrance of grounding. Every stone, every plant, every tree, and all the creatures that walk and swim, each has gifted their energies and elements into creating our body. Just as a tree sends roots down into the earth, mingling with all the stone beings in the fertile soil, there is an anchoring to the earth. There is strength in the ability to pass through. As all the energetic experience of our bodies to the ground. Just like a lightning rod is grounded to the earth to render an explosive charge. harmless, so we are grounded to disperse the emotional turmoil of life as it enters our system. Am I remembering that I am of the earth and that I reside in an energetic container? Am I coming from a place of honoring that experience of the physical self and making choices accordingly? Would grounding help me get through the situation in the highest way possible? "15. Clearing. Tools. 15. Clearing. My energy, both inside and out, is mine to take care of and be responsible for. Throughout the day, it becomes very important for the empath to clear the energies they pick up as they walk their earthly path. Just like a burr, negative thoughts, words, and emotional projections can become stuck in our auric field and be that was a slip. In our auric field and be experienced as an overall heaviness. Different cultures throughout the ages have discovered tools that can be used to cleanse the negative energies from our systems. Examples are shells, feathers, sacred plants in loose form, or bundles called smudge sticks, sometimes called smudging. The smudging practice, when done correctly, can be very effective. Smoke from sacred plants such as white sage, palo santo, cedar, and/or juniper are burned and fanned through the auric field to clear the denser negative energies, because smoke is lighter than air. These heavier energies are captured and moved up and out. This practice can also be used to clear one's home or to create a sacred space, using the same concept. Attaining a higher vibration being the goal. A skillful empath can also simply use a feather to catch the denser energies and release them, with the knowing that feathers are what allow birds to soar on the winds. Have I cleansed myself today? In my space clear of negativity? Have I cleansed myself today? Is my space clear of negativity? Would cleansing my physical, emotional, and mental self bring a new perspective about this situation? Does something need to be cleared out of my life in order to make it lighter? All right. So while I was reading, there were a few things that came to mind. And so with 34, what I see here, right, as I talk about, and even with, based on the video that I said I saw with, Christina Loeb's, the Heart Alchemist, and she talked about the transformation year, but I had already started this tag. But anyways, as I read it, I see that part of what has been going on with humanity, for such a long time, and in the years that I've been alive, long enough to be able to know about history, to have learned in the years that I've been alive, humanity is at its worst. And and when I talk about embracing the fact that I am love, I've walked on this earth with my heart wide open for 40 years of my life. I've kept most of this in the dark, you know, and endured all that I've endured, you know, from everyone, you know, and regardless of what, you know, what people have done to me or said to me, I have never stopped believing that everyone is deserving of love. You know, and as I embrace who I am, I realize what the biggest lesson for me was part of what was going on is that along the way, this unconditional love that I've been giving all this time, I have been in certain ways have been robbed of myself. I've been robbing myself of in how I've been doing it, you know, but the pattern that I've also recognized and I've been able to see in not only in my own family, but as I observe with other people, is that when that happens and people sort of catch on, and one of the things that, you know, even, you know, my beloved mother has always, you know, instilled in me, well, it's a dog eat dog world out there, and, you know, and she's right, and she has been right. It is, and it has, and I've experienced just how terrible it is. And even though, you know, in my situation have been forced internally to go within and you know, I've seen where I've lacked this for myself, but I've also seen as I've lacked that for myself, and I've been trying to, you know, to sort of now give to myself, I see where others have sort of taken on because of the way they were raised, because of what they were taught, and they don't seem to be catching on to some of those patterns, and they'll, you know, like, and there's and certain situations, just even in to see how disconnected we are. You know, we go within to compensate for what we've been missing, especially, and I'm talking about those who have dealt with trauma, which nowadays, to be honest with you, I would say is pretty much everybody at some point or another. But the thing is, anyway, how we've adapted to compensating, we're not seeing how those same things within ourselves that we use or we think is justified is just being detrimental to others, and is just fueling the karmic cycle, right? You know, so the light of the tunnel, those who have been true empaths and have turned their light off or dimmed it, or think that they've had to do that for the sake of whatever, and then worse, those that then resent others for who have naturally, you know, led that way and are naturally like that, you know, they run and are afraid of it or offended by the light, or are resentful. No. The thing is, be encouraging of that light. We all are this light. Why are we forgetting that? We all have that light. Why aren't we sharing and connecting it with one another? That's what love is all about. This is the reminder here that that's exactly, we are all connected. We all come from the same one earth, the same, we all go through the same process. We come from the earth, we go through it, we go back to the earth, we are the earth, we're a part of the earth. We are love. If I can stand here, well, Actually, technically, I'm sitting, but you know what I mean. If I could be here and tell you that I am love, and I am the reflection of that, because I was taught that that's what God is. God is love. So, and we are his people. If we are his people, that means that we are part of him. We come from him. So then we're connected. Down historically, down the line, we all are. How did we get to this divide with even in Christianity alone? Never mind, you know, the oldest religion is actually Hindu. I'm sure a lot of you don't know that. And if you do, you may have forgotten that. But anyway, we are all connected. And this, you know, man, okay. Clearing. It's time to clear out the negativity, the negative, the selfishness, the energies of evil, which is the ego, you know, the idea that I'm deserving more than somebody else because of what I've been through. No, we are all the same. We are all the same. And if we're all the same and you have trauma, understand that someone else has trauma. Heal your trauma so you are not creating conflict for someone else. Otherwise, we just continue the vicious karmic cycle of negativity and evil and disconnectedness. Divided, we all fall. But united is how we stand in true power. That is with love. All right. 3 degrees of love. As I said, live, listen, learn. 3 degrees of love. Mind, body, spirit. Three degrees of love. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Three degrees of love. Mother, Father, Child. You cannot run from your shadow. You cannot run from the pain, the darkness that plagues you and your family line and historical line if you don't take notice to the repeating patterns. not only plague your family, but you, essentially, because you are a descendant. When you run away from your shadows rather than face them and heal them and acknowledge them and embrace them, you unknowingly create more karmic negativity. In the world that is passed on to the next generation and the next generation and the following generation after that. We cannot control other people, we can only control ourselves. The choice to love or not to love is ours and ours alone. And you don't believe me? Go within to search for the answers for yourself. It's there. Look at everything in your life. Research all the tools that are available to you. Books, social media, it's all there. As long as you're paying attention. Anyway. Go back in history. Take a look at history and see the cycles. 34, ancient wisdom. Didn't I just say go back in history? Okay. We cannot know where we're going. We cannot see our way forward if we don't first address the darkness from our past. Because we can only control ourselves, we can only do this for ourselves as individuals. And as we do that, we are teaching each other supporting one another in the process. $35, inner journey. Yep. I think I just said that too, didn't I? Oh, I'm still gonna read the guidebook. Don't worry about that. $27, stripping illusions. You know, we've been taught for years now in society and stuff that everything is to be separate. You know, I have a friend who I remember as I start moving more into and embracing, the different aspects of of myself throughout the years, and stuff, and sort of bringing that all together, including my love of astrology and, free spirituality and stuff like that. And I remember, and something, I forget what I was asking her, and she said to me, "Oh, I'm not into those cards and stuff," referring to basically astrology and tarot cards and stuff like that. Because of the stigma that it is had over the, for especially, because, being growing up in a stronghold in Christianity, rooted in Christianity and stuff like that, and that all that stuff is bad, but not realizing, as continuing on that thing and getting further and far removed from it, that the origins of tarot has historical roots in Christianity too. Anyway, and I'm thinking, okay, but if God is love and God is our creator, and that's what we're taught, but God made the stars, the moon, the earth, he made this, that's what we're taught. He made this, that, okay. Well, if he did those things, and we're talking about astrology, isn't astrology the understanding of the stars and that God made, and the universe, and right? So basically, you're a Christian, you believe that God made the world, and yet you don't, you reject things that are of the world or represent the world that God made. Right. Okay. Stripping illusions. Yeah? Okay. Remember, I think I said, and if you've seen in previous videos, and I talk about love is a choice. It's not the intent of a practice. Or sorry, it's not the practice that's the issue. It's the intent of the user. 27. Oh, wait, 34. That's where we go first. Okay. 34. Ancient wisdom. Nature is the perfect place to center yourself and ground out any excessive noise in your head. In nature, all the secrets of the universe are held, from the fiercest energy of a raging sea in a storm to the nurturing and loving energy of 100-year-old grove of trees. Get out in nature and listen to what she has to tell you. There is much to learn from nature. Trees just want to be trees. They are not trying to be boulders. Deer are just deer. They accept that. Wolves are wolves. They know no other way. They do not try to get an extreme makeover to become a bear. This energy vibration can be so different than the human experience. It is pure love, non-judgment, and acceptance. When you tap into the ancient wisdom of the natural world, you find peace within yourselves. You get to know thyself. By drawing this card, you are being asked to come to peace with who you are and what you have to offer the situation. 34, ancient wisdom. 35, inner journey. 35, inner journey. Not all who wander are lost. At times, we are so consumed with our own personal journey that we project our journey onto another. Every soul arrives on this planet with lessons to learn and a life to live. For as many souls there are out there, there are that many different journeys. Do not judge another's journey. Always respect where another person is on their path. Meet everyone you come in contact with where they are on their path. Do not insist they come to where you are. By doing this, you will not only expose those around you to your own healing vibration, but you will offer them acceptance without judgment. This is a great gift to both give and receive. Right? The cycle of life, of the earth to the earth and back again. That's exactly who we all are in the whole of everything. The spiritual aspect, the scientific aspect, mathematically speaking, cosmically, chemically, hello. $35, inner journey. 27, stripping illusions. 27, stripping illusions. The lotus flower is a funny plant. It flourishes in the muck and mud. Apparently, in spite of the muck of its birth, beautiful petals open up, layer after layer, revealing more and more of its inner beauty. You are being called to strip away illusion after illusion from your life. You are being asked to enable your true essence to shine through. Allow layer after layer of false beliefs, cluttered thinking, unfulfilling relationships, chaotic environments to go by the wayside to reveal the perfect essence of your core self. This process is challenging at best. We tend to hold on to the illusions we have created, thinking they keep us safe. All they really do is to blind us to our true beauty and potential. This card is calling you to look your truth in the face and not let illusions cloud your view of the true beauty of yourself and others. 27, stripping illusions. Yes. So, no one in this life is better than anyone else. No one in this life is deserving of something more than others. Let's strip the illusions of the barriers that we put on ourselves and other people, the boundaries that are false. Not only, but at the same time, know how to build the healthy boundaries as needed to keep ourselves fulfilled enough that we have the capacity to give to one another as we are meant to. The only way to do that is through shadow work and how to fully understand it and embrace it and do it. Let's do it for ourselves so we can ultimately do it for each other. Let 2023 help me build 2023 to be the year for true transformation and living a life of true, authentic love and what that is. With that being said, I want to thank you for joining me here today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It truly is a pleasure to finally be able to build myself to this point to be able to do this. It means a lot to me, and I am equally blessed and happy for the influences that have brought me to this point, and we'll always celebrate that. Until I see you again, don't forget to live, listen, and learn. I love you very much. Take care. Bye.
No matter what people want.